Well, there's usually always a good portion of the family get together somewhere, but the family is large enough now and have in-laws and cousins and things like that. Many times we don't get everybody together on New Year's. We just get a portion of us. And then we'll take in some football, usually eat some shrimp. Um, I think there's something we do with pork too, and I can't remember what it is. I just know it's good. And then we stay up and watch fireworks. We've had a lot of good ones. Um, we've picked up distribution to customers that have wanted us in the areas. Um, it's always fun being able to get service to people that have been going out of their way to get your product, and you now can get it to them conveniently. That's always nice. I got another granddaughter. That's very important. Um, Business-wise, we've secured our contracts for the expansion in Valdosta, so we can continue meeting the demand that's been growing. I would say probably most years we figure out something we can do together as an entire family. We all have an RV, we can tag it along, we drag along. And try to do something that's educational. And this past year, it was taking in the Plymouth Plantation up. It's close to Plymouth Rock, the landing of the Pilgrims, but it's an encirca village where they speak in Old English. They have the type building and the type fire pits and things like that. Some of the same smells with the animals. It's very much in character kind of thing that especially the certain age of the grandchildren really get wrapped up in it because they've never seen anything like this. They had no way of envisioning what that era was like, even though that was probably a year or so after they were desperately trying to stay alive that first year. But this was after the first year or so, then they actually had built log cabins and things like that. And that was a real fun time watching the grandkids just eat it up. Our granddaughter in good health. You can't value good health too highly. Um, the Lord's taken care of our guys on the road. We've had good safety and um, are just keeping our employees safe. The sales have been growing, uh, and particularly the portion of the sales right now that has been growing at the highest rate, of course, is the export business and food service here in this country. That's been growing very nicely. But the export business has been a phenomena that none of us could have ever foreseen. That has been growing at the extent that we have to do something. There's times when the bakery and Valdosta are just running wall to wall, and since the highest percentage of that production moves through the system out of that plant because of the food service people, it goes out frozen, and they distribute out of that Tampa, Panama City area. So transportation-wise, that makes the most sense to do the expansion down in that area. Getting the project in Valdosta under control. Right now, it's just pushing dirt around in pandemonium, and everybody seems to know what they're doing, but there's a lot of decisions, a lot of on-the-fly kind of conversations and coverage and adjustments we have to make. It's always an intense time, but thankfully God's provided an awful lot of help in getting the different phases here going, and now 16 down there to get that one to come together and be efficient and in operation and be able to put fresh product out in February of 19. Well, we always hope for God's blessing on the effort for the whole team, because in all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. And we can do the best we can, but it's another verse says, you can prepare the horse for battle, but the battle's victory is from the Lord. And that's kind of the way we have to look at it, because when I look at where we came from at 55, holding up drywall in a little one-car garage, wood building, to where we are today, yeah, we work hard. We got a great team. But God's been blessing it, or we wouldn't be where we are. Best surprise is no surprise. Yeah, we have certain accounts that we'd like to start serving, and some expanding in certain accounts. And I guess it's not exactly as surprise as you would think, but it would be very, very helpful to all of us. Distribution, accounting, manufacturing, if we got some more complete authorizations, and you can put certain products in and not other products. And it obviously you end up with more business, but it also is less confusing in the distribution and for the sales guys out there on the street. Really, my hope is for this coming year is for success and continued going down the different roads, that there's so many people from engineering to sales to our production people, to be able to actually flow through the year and click off the boxes that we have set up for our goals for each of the departments. It's obviously good for the company. There's also a fulfillment in the people that are working toward those goals. And so for the coming year, that would be the greatest thing I could think of. Well, if they didn't have the physical evidence, they'd tell me I was lying. Because there's no way. See, father passed away in '98. Mother passed away about 4 years ago. And we just never, they would have, and I don't know. I mean, I give credit to our people here, because some may have envisioned, well, like for instance, Canada and international business, but none of us probably envisioned, being in Tokyo and Moscow and different places of the world. So I know my dad, he would probably sit there and just laugh out loud, and mother would just smile from ear to ear. But how else? I don't think they'd have any other way of dealing with it. I would just encourage people to make up their mind when they get together with their family to stay positive and make the most of the moment, because time flies, and when you look back, you wonder why you didn't. So, and you find out, even though you have to exert some self-control from time to time, that over the years you're very thankful you did it. You don't want to burn bridges. You want to decorate them.